today's video, I want to bring your guys' attention over to a brand new retro-inspired RPG that looks to be coming to either the PlayStation 4 or the PlayStation 5. The game will not be released until all the way in 2022, so still a long ways away, and with that kind of release timetable, it might end up being a PS5 game. Whatever the case may be, Sea of Stars is the next game from Sabotage Studio, and it's a turn-based RPG inspired by the classics. It tells the story of two children of the solstice who will combine the powers of the sun and moon to perform eclipse magic, the only force capable of feeding off the monstrous creations of the evil alchemist known as the Fleshmancer. Now, this is actually a game that is going to be a prequel to The Messenger, and if you don't know what The Messenger was, it was an awesome action platformer that released last year, and that game was received very, very well. This one, obviously, a completely different game, being a turn-based RPG. However, it definitely has that retro inspiration that The Messenger also had. Again, developed by Sabotage, the studio behind the award-winning Messenger, Sea of Stars is a turn-based RPG inspired by the classics, chock full of endearing characters and unrestrained exploration, paying homage to genre's greats while modernizing the overall experience. Combat challenges players to coordinate adaptive strategies while thwarting opponents with preemptive attacks, rewarding carefully timed strikes and interrupted advances. With 6 playable party members, distinct in fighting style and personality, experimentation is key to discovering devastatingly powerful new matchups. There's no need to grind to unlock a character's true potential either, as character progression is balanced to flow along with the story, which I love to hear. I hate when RPGs, especially, and we're seeing it with more and more games, and it's a good way to facilitate in microtransactions for a game, but adding a little bit of a grindy element, while some people will be completely fine with investing a lot of time and doing all of the grind. For me, jumping from game to game, I like a game to be a little bit more streamlined, so in the case of Sea of Stars, it's definitely going to offer that. Sea of Stars' journey prioritizes meaningful encounters over enduring dozens of the same fights. It's a compelling world and it unites players with Valerie and Zale, aspiring youths training to become Solstice Warriors, the land's final line of defense against the Fleshmancer's monstrous creations. A twisting narrative ensures their mission is anything but simple, making for an engrossing, wondrous tale surrounding a world's looming apocalyptic threat. Now, before I talk more about the game, I find it rather interesting that the game is a prequel to The Messenger, because at face value, when you look at a game like The Messenger, you might not immediately think that this is going to be this narrative-driven experience. However, there's definitely a narrative to it, and that game was received incredibly well. If you guys want to have an idea of what Sabotage is capable of, that game had a Steam reception of 3,249 user reviews, so not the most reviews in the world, but still a pretty decent pool, and it had a 95% positive reception. And by the way, the game came out back in August of 2018, not last year. Still a relatively recent release, all things considered, and by the way, the game is available on sale on Steam right now, 50% off for $9.99, and I believe it's also available on the PlayStation 4, that it is, and it was received very well over there as well. It's a very good pixel graphics action platformer, and it is very difficult. It's got that Metroidvania style to it, and if you want it on PlayStation 4, of course, that's an option as well, but I don't believe the game is on sale right now, so I just wanted to make you guys aware of that. Some of the key features that, circling back to Sea of Stars is touting, is dynamic combat with every encounter harboring threats deadly to the careless tactician. Victory demands sharp timing, anticipation, and preemptive counters to ultra-powerful attacks. The game also touts engaging exploration, climb, dive, swim, and leap across a lush world brimming with life and hidden secrets. Enjoy the journey between battles as much as the action itself. It also touts a gripping story, and right away when you look at the trailer for the game, you can tell that this is a game that definitely has a narrative influence. Become acquainted with 6 playable characters with rich backstories, personalities, and varied motives as the mysteries of a troubled world come to light. Honestly, from a presentation standpoint, I'm getting some vibes of a game like Octopath Traveler. From a gameplay standpoint, it's definitely different, but visually, it's definitely a captivating game for those of you guys that are into this old-school presentation style. It also notes all fun, no tedium. Enjoy combat without fear of hitting a wall and having to grind for experience or items. In Sea of Stars, defeat requires a change in battle plans, not hours of repetition to to better the odds in a rematch. Then, rich universe, a sprawling, lively land. Sea of Stars hosting region can be enjoyed as a standalone story or a supplemental adventure for fans of The Messenger. So while the game is connected to The Messenger being a prequel, it's not like you have to play The Messenger to enjoy to enjoy Sea of Stars at all. The game can definitely be enjoyed by a brand new audience that is just immediately captivated by this being an RPG, because I do think it's going to tackle a different audience regardless. Messenger, it has that old school action challenging style of gameplay. This one being more of an old school RPG, reminiscent of a lot of JRPGs. Yes, there's going to be a crossover between those two types of gameplay, but not necessarily for everyone involved. And by the way, Sea of Stars is also touting radiant lighting, dynamic light effects, pairs with a world-influencing day and night cycle to make every area feel truly alive, pushing the traditional visual limits of classically styled 2D pixel art games, the only way to properly tell the story of heroes conjuring the powers of the sun and the moon. So while yes, it is an old school RPG in design and presentation, you can also see that there's influence of modern elements like a day and night cycle and modern lighting effects, so that's very good, and it is inspired by the 90s RPGs, but it's bringing its own twist to the game as well. I should also note that the game is available to back on Kickstarter right now if you do want to support the game, and there are a plethora of different options for you guys to go. They're currently taking it in Canadian $1 or more. You'll get a backer exclusive HD wallpaper for your desktop and phone, get the updates, and you can upgrade your pledge as long as the campaign is running. $35 Canadian or more, that'll get you a backer exclusive HD wallpapers for your desktop and phone, a digital copy of Sea of Stars for PC or console, the digital art book, the exclusive permanent backer title on your Discord, your name in the backer section of the credits, and then it goes up to $45, $60, $160, $200, and then there are a couple of options that are completely gone right now. There's a lot more information on the Kickstarter page as well, including a lot of the different graphics and different characters, and it goes over the 6 characters as well, so that's rather interesting. It also touts sailing, since traveling between islands is a key part of the adventure. The party naturally gets its own boat with full analog control. You'll be invited to negotiate waves and take advantage of the upwards and downwards formation to optimize for speed. While it isn't anything that will ever block the casual sailor wanting to get to the next objective, we expect a lot of adventurers will be spending extra time sailing the world to play around with waves, looking for sunken side areas, secondary islands, or simply take a break from the hardships of heroism. So while the game is touting that you can naturally level up while just playing the game, there is definitely going to be side content and additional activities for you to do, so do not be worried on that. The boat also acts as a mobile base of operations, which can be explored in close-up character view, where the party is full settled in and available for banter and guidance in between major story beats. If you ever find yourself struck by the infamous haven't played in 2 weeks RPG curse, you can rest assured that someone on your boat is ready to offer clear reminders as to what you should be doing next. That is fantastic. That's not only an issue in RPGs, any game that's a little bit bigger in size and scale. That curse of not playing the game, I wouldn't even say 2 weeks with how quickly life is moving right now. 1 week of not playing a game, and man, a billion other things probably happen in your life, and you jump back into a game and you're like, man, where was I? What is going on in the game? Do I even remember the major story beats? So that is rather interesting. And again, they do note 6 playable characters. Zale and Valerie are 2 of them, and the other 4 will be unveiled in the future. They also go over some enemies and NPC: Sapphire Club, Oracle of Tides, Bile Pile, Baby Gorilla, Skull, and they have the Dakari father and son. A lot more information in the Kickstarter yourself. I know a lot of you guys are going to be hesitant in backing a Kickstarter given the fact that the game is not going to be out till 2022, but nonetheless a very interesting title, and I think it's one game that is going to be up a lot of your guys' alley. That's going to conclude this video. Check out more information in the description box below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.